Dress up your whole selves. It is another good day to have a good day. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. We've started the 6th month of the year. So far, 2021 starting to speed up. Good morning, everybody. How was your Monday? Trust it was a restful and peaceful one. And you're ready to start the Tuesday, start this month with a positive mind, with a positive mindset. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you on the GBN Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11, and 20. Good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9, and all the folks joining us on Party Grenada and Go To Fet Facebook pages. To all our viewers and listeners across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, far north as Jamaica, far south as Guyana, far southwest as the ABC Islands, and far northeast of Grenada as Barbados, all the islands in between. A spicy Grenadian 473 morning to each and every one of you. And those of you tuned in internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. That should cover everybody this morning. Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for starting your day off with us here at the GBN. Let's start with this morning's word of the day. This morning's word of the day is remembrancer. Remembrancer. It's spelled REMEMBRANCER. Remembrancer. Remembrancer is a noun and it means a reminder, memento, or a souvenir. Remembrancer comes from the Middle English, the title of one of the royal officers responsible for recording and collecting debts owed to the crown, one of the current senses of the word used in British royal finances. In Middle English, remembrancer also referred to death, the one who enforces our obligation to die on the due date. Remembrancer entered English in the 14th century. And that's the word of the day this morning, remembrancer. REMEMBRANCER. It is a noun which means a reminder, memento, souvenir. An example of the use of the word: and on the few surviving steamboats, those lingering ghosts and remembrances of great fleets that piled the big river in the beginning of my water career. There are still findable 2 or 3 river pilots who saw me do credible things in those ancient days. That's the word of the day this morning, remembrancer or remembrancer. REMEMBRANCER, a noun which means a reminder, memento, souvenir. Something that jogs the memory. Let's put it that way in local parlance. Something that jogs the memory, a remembrancer. As you go about your terrific Tuesday, the thought of today, and as you start the month of June, there are 7 prayers as we start this month. They are: may your health improve, may your friends be blessed, may your family be loved, may your finances multiply, may your pains be less, may your worries disappear, may your joy be great. That's what I wish for each and every one of us for the month of June and beyond. May your health improve, your friends be blessed, your family be loved, your finances multiply, your pains be less, your worries disappear, your joy be great. It's a great time to start thinking positive or continue thinking positively. May you have a blessed month of June. May it be a wonderful one for you, a prosperous one for you. And all these things are what I wish for you for June and beyond. Your health improve, your friends be blessed, your family be loved, your finances multiply, your pains be less, your worries disappear, your joy be great. All the best for the 6th month of 2021. Blessings on blessings. All right, let's see what's celebrated today, June 1st, 2021. A few things are celebrated today, but I'm only going to point out, let me see the time right, I'm only going to point out 2. The first one, say something nice day. Say something nice day. This is an opportunity to make June 1st extra pleasant for everyone. The purpose of the holiday is to counteract bullying and the lack of civility and common courtesy that is growing among people in today's world. Hopefully, the practice of saying something nice today will continue into all tomorrows. This holiday is about lifting your co-workers, family members, acquaintances, even foes with genuine kind words. Being a lifter and seeing how much healthier and happier you feel in the process makes Say Something Nice Day one to celebrate. Say something nice today. It could be a stranger, a co-worker, a friend, somebody you ain't hail up in a while. Just call them and say, I'm thinking about you today. Or I remember your pretty brown eyes, or you were always cutie. You see a stranger and they say, Miss, you look nice today. I've been seeing some ladies these days, not even these days, I've been seeing some ladies, every now and then I would tell them when I see they have it going on. Miss, you look nice. I don't know them, but Miss, you look nice today. You're lifting somebody's spirit. So say something nice today to somebody, at least one person, and sometimes saying something nice to yourself goes a long way. So say something nice today to someone else, a stranger, co-worker, friend, family, yourself. Say something nice day. Celebrate that today. And today it is also World Milk Day. World Milk Day. From a cool glass of milk, hot butter being spread seamlessly across toast, or a heaping bowl of ice cream, World Milk Day celebrates it all. The day has been organized by Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations to celebrate the dairy industry and recognize milk as a globally important food. World Milk Day seeks to start a conversation on how nutritious, affordable, and accessible milk is around the world, not to mention delicious. World Milk Day. Have a glass of milk. Some of you are still home, not having breakfast as yet, or in the middle of breakfast. It's not too late to just have a glass of milk without the coffee, without the cocoa. Actually, I want to. No, man. You can qualify, man. Yeah, man. You qualify. Milk and coffee or cocoa or however you want to have it, hot, cold, room temperature. World Milk Day. Commemorated today. I'm a lover of milk, and I'd encourage people to have a glass, whether it's straight from the box or sweeten it with a little condensed milk or evap milk straight from the can. Yep, I do that as well. A little chilled. Sometimes when I feel fancy, pour evap milk on 2 blocks of ice and see my sip as always. Big girl thing that going on there. So set up all yourself. World Milk Day. Have yourself a glass today, or later when you come home if you eat breakfast already. World Milk Day. All right, just before we go to the news, it is June 1st, which means it's the official start of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. That's right, the hurricane season starts officially today. So far, they have seen, we have seen tropical depressions taking place. There was a tropical wave just south of Trinidad yesterday. There was a system in the Pacific Ocean last month in May. Last month. So is the official start today. However, the forecasters are predicting an above average season. So it's always good to be prepared. If Hurricane Ivan taught us nothing else, it taught us to be prepared. Ensure that you have a plan, a backup plan, a backup to the backup plan, canned foods, an emergency kit, raincoat, water boots, whatever you may need, batteries, candles. Candles are always dependable and always there for us. So be prepared this hurricane season. We're expecting above average. Grenada has been spared most of the major storms and hurricanes. So we've gotten, the outskirts of them. However, with the passage of Hurricane Ivan this year would make it 17 years since Ivan passed, 2004. The memories still linger on, so that should be a reminder to always be prepared. The hurricane season goes until November 30th, so we have 6 months of above average activities expected in the hurricane season. So be prepared. 2021 Atlantic hurricane season starts today. Key words: be prepared. Let's get ready for the news right now. It's time for the morning edition of news, and for those of you on our visual platforms, highlights of last evening's newscast. It's a terrific Tuesday, a good day to have a good day, June 1st, 2021. Good morning, Grenada. We'll be right back.
Is the Florida government school a forgotten institution? That's the question asked by parents as students and teachers are forced, they say, to function under deplorable conditions. GBN took a trip up the western side on Monday.
One of my concerns is, how is it that the government do not have any money allocated for repairs for the school? Another concern is, how is it that Florida government school is not on the priority list, as was stated by Ms. Finley in one of the virtual PTA meetings we had, that Florida government school was never on the priority list for repairs. Engineers from the ministry that said that the school need to be evacuated. So where are these students and teachers to go?
That's the president of the Florida Government School Parent Teachers Association, Alexis-Welsh Mackenzie. Mackenzie says the school's structure was assessed during the Easter vacation by engineers from the Ministry of Education, and on their return to school, they were told that students from kindergarten to grade 6 had to be relocated as the main building was deemed unsafe. The structures show signs of defects, and when it rains, Wells says students have to be moved around in classrooms to avoid getting wet.
You can see the walls cracking, the roof is not safe. When rain falls, the classrooms get wet. And according to the engineer, anytime the roof could cave in. The temporary solution that they suggested was tents, to put tents on the court to accommodate the students and the teachers. But you know, when the ministry said temporary, it's temporary permanent.
She said it was the teachers who took it upon themselves to create a makeshift system within what was just the preschool, now divided into 4 sections, and the area used as the lunchroom now houses the kitchen and grade 6, which according to parents is not conducive for learning. This is not the only issue they are faced with. Teachers and students have to share the same washroom facility as well. If you look closely, this palm tree has grown inside of the kitchen section at the Florida Government School.
The kitchen, and there's a tree in the middle of the kitchen. So when the rain falls, the kitchen wet, right? And the common entrance class or the CPEA class is right next door.
It's shameful that a facility that was constructed after Hurricane Ivan in 2004 and used as an emergency shelter was taken down from NADMA's emergency shelters list and may soon have to be demolished. The Florida Government Schools Parent Teachers Association, together with teachers, is calling on the public, more so the business community, to come forward to assist them.
In the ministry don't want to assist us, we are asking the public to assist us. Assist the nation's children. We have enough space on the plant. We could erect more wooden buildings, right? So if the public will come out and donate materials, donate time to construct the building, something has to be done because the ministry is not doing anything. Could you imagine that they send $1 million to St. Vincent, but they have nothing for Florida Government School?
Selena John, GBN News.
The 4% salary saga between government and public officers has been ongoing since January, when government failed to pay the promised 4% salary increase. The government initially said it will pay what it is due at the end of the year, but in a statement issued on Monday, it was revealed that payment may come sooner than expected. Trelana Charles has the details.
A statement released by the Prime Minister's office on Monday, 31st May, said that based on the increase in revenue collection, the government is getting to a point where they would soon find some methodology to solving the current dispute between government and public workers. At a meeting with senior education officials last week, while referring to the various industrial actions taken by public officers, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said, and I quote, "I am not worried about the political fallout from this dispute. What I am worried about is the education of the nation's children and the future of this country. I assure you that government is moving speedily to find a resolution. I do not want schools to reopen in September with this situation still unresolved. No one will benefit. In an exclusive interview with GBN, Public Relations Officer of the PWU, Daisy Hazard, responded to the Prime Minister's insinuation that public workers may be paid before the end of the year.
As a union, we have not been officially advised of this. We are seeing this in the public domain just as you are. To date, our matter is still before the Labour Commissioner. But the signaling, if we can trust what is being said in the public domain by the government, what has been said by Prime Minister, the signaling that government has come to a place that they are now believing that this matter is worthy of settling as expeditiously as possible for the benefit of all concerned. That is indeed a good signal.
She said it is time for the matter to come to an end.
It is in everybody's interest to bring this matter to an expeditious close. Government had signaled before that they intended to make the payments due in December. And as we rightly asked them, if you can't pay now, where will you find it to pay in December? And when you find it to pay in December 2021 cumulatively, how then will you make good on a 4%, an additional 4%, which would be due at the end of January 2022. And so I think what has happened now is that government has finally seen the light and seen the arguments that the unions have been putting forward, that it is in the best interest of the society to settle this matter.
Hazard said once the 4% issue ends, the unions can begin dealing with other important matters affecting the public sector.
There is so much work to be done. There are so many issues confronting the public sector that affects the entire state of Grenada that the unions and government should be bending their backs to trying to fix and resolve. That the outstanding 4% issue has been a bit of an irritant because there is important work to be done.
Trelawna Charles, GBN News.
As promised, CXC released a revised version of the examination topic for the year 2021. The topics were released on Friday and serve as a study guideline for students sitting the exams. More in this Rena Peart-Thomas report.
In response to the needs of its stakeholders amidst the challenges presented by COVID-19, the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, has prepared and issued a 49-page-long document outlining the main areas of study for the June-July 2021 examinations. The main areas of study are being provided to assist with examination preparation for pages 2 and 3 and do not represent the actual questions that will be on the examinations. In a recent press release, candidates were reminded by CXC that the comprehensive knowledge of the syllabus is critical in preparation for the CXC examinations, as the multiple choice paper will continue to assess the entire syllabus. The Caribbean Examination Council has recently engaged with regional governments and other key stakeholders from across the region on the conception and planning of the 2021 regional examinations and registers its appreciation for their enriching contributions. A special meeting of Council was held on Tuesday, 25th May 2021, and members reviewed and accepted a report from CXC's School Examinations Committee that made recommendations on the strategy for the 2021 regional examinations, which emanated from discussions at CARICOM's Council of Human and Social Development 28th special session on the 12th of May 2021. After careful deliberation and consideration of all the pertinent issues, the Council, which is made up of governments from across the region, agreed that the revised strategy for the 2021 regional examinations shall be to maintain the administration of all papers, to delay sitting of the regional examinations for a further 2 weeks, and extension of submission of school-based assessment. For GBN News, I am Rena Peart-Thomas reporting.
Parliamentary Representative for St. George South, Nicholas Steele, is being called upon to solve a teething problem in his constituency, deteriorating roads in Frequente St. George. More in this report.
That's not a road, so I can't tell you about the condition. If I had to tell you about it, it should have been better than that. Then I could tell you if it deteriorated or whatever it is. But that's how it was, for about 10 years or so. Wait till the election, they're going to come around.
Former Commissioner of Police James Clarkson speaking out about the deplorable road condition, saying it has been this way for years. This is the condition of a portion of road in Frequente in the south of the island. Community members fear that with the start of the rainy season, children getting to school will be a major issue.
Waterfall, the people have to come on the side. I fix this thing here for myself, right? So they can get a place to walk to get down to the major road there. But the people who live in here are not really people. Maybe we should do like in the States, put up on this house either NDC or what they call the next one, NNP or TUC, or go to hell. That is what it comes to. Brother is coming again. And people, children, you have a lot of children living inside there. If you see them going to school, they have to play hopscotch and jump, because it's pools and pools of water.
Other community members are questioning government's reasoning for stopping short of fixing a portion of the road, while other areas nearby are paved.
The barrels, they have to get water to come up to them. Now a such to come up. Nothing can pass here because if you look at on the ground there, you have to park a car on the side of the road to come up inside. So it will be better if they get it done. If you check high up, they fix high up the road. That's in the middle and they leave the end. And here is the worst part. We just should fix here and leave up there. When the season starts, the water make its own drain and it just go. We try to fix it. We put stone, we put gravel, we spend money on this road for our own self. And the government not standing up with us, so they need to come and fix it. Please. We're begging.
Vehicle owners say oftentimes they have to park their vehicles and foot the rest to get to their homes. They say the wear and tear on their vehicles is too much and wants the parliamentary representative to do something about the situation.
The road has been in this condition for many, many years. We had in the oldies, we had an organizational committee inside here, which was headed by my daddy at one time. He's deceased now, and a lot of petitions went into the government at the time to get this road done. They came, they started up on the top, and then as you see, this is where it reached. It's been a long time since this piece hasn't been done, and only promises. So we want to see if we could get some help from the government to do something about it. So please, Mr. Government, Mr. Parliamentary Rep, Mr. Nicholas Steele, I know your hand full up right now with COVID, but please, if you could do something for us, we go appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Selena John, GBN News.
Despite countless bids made by health officials to utilize the AstraZeneca vaccines available as their expiration dates drew near, Grenada eventually had to ship out a significant amount of those unused vaccines to a neighboring island on the weekend.
Grenadians' reluctance to take the COVID-19 vaccine has seen the donation of 10,000 doses to Trinidad and Tobago. Several appeals were made on behalf of the Ministry of Health to get vaccinated before the vaccines reach their expiration date. However, most of those went unanswered.
The issue that we are going to have is that we need to have another shipment coming in the next month or two, because the current stock expires at different dates. So far, we've been able to use all of our stock before expiration. But if individuals wait too long, there is the possibility that we will not be able to use the stocks that we have because they will be approaching or would have passed the expiration date.
Trinidad and Tobago received on Sunday the 10,000 doses of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines, a donation from the government of Grenada. Though the large donation was made, Health Minister Nicholas Steele promised on Wednesday that Grenada was scheduled to receive a new shipment of COVID vaccines.
I would also say that we are expecting today a shipment, additional shipment of vaccines. We are expecting today, within the next hour or two, a shipment of an additional 21,600 vaccines. This will help to get us to the objective. This comes from Pan American Health Organization. The vaccines are AstraZeneca vaccines.
Over 20,000 vaccines arrived at the Morris Bishop International Airport last Wednesday afternoon. The 10,000 vaccines which were donated to Trinidad arrived at the Piarco International Airport and were received by the country's Minister for Foreign Affairs and other officials of the Health Ministry. They were transported by the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard. According to Trinidad's Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs page, the government of Trinidad and Tobago extends its profound appreciation to the government of Grenada for the timely donation of vaccines, which will assist in advancing Trinidad and Tobago's vaccination program at this critical juncture in its management of the COVID-19 outbreak there. At the end of last week, Grenada had 17,606 persons receiving their first dose of the vaccine and 8,608 receiving their second. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
There is no significant change in business following the onslaught of COVID-19 in 2020, as poultry farmers, especially the smaller producers, continue to face the daunting task of surviving liquidation. The only hope being the reopening of the hospitality and tourism sectors to bolster the economy and the consumption of locally produced poultry products. Jared Joseph has the latest developments.
Many poultry producers have been lobbying the Grenada Association of Poultry Producers while crying out to government for some form of assistance. Association President Jason Phillips says smaller producers face an even dire strait, having to sustain massive losses amidst an increase in poultry feed.
Well, it has been a catastrophic disaster for small farmers. Literally speaking, we have farmers who at this point in time cannot, and I repeat, cannot cover their basic production costs. It is gotten to the point now where farmers are literally competing against farmers, and in that form of competition where the small-scale farmers are concerned, it doesn't matter whether you compete and won, you still lose because you are not producing in such a manner whereby you're able to be sustainable.
However, no stimulus has been forthcoming from government, despite the association having to source an emergency feed supply during the pandemic and absorbing the majority of costs associated with bringing in the old chicks from Barbados.
And we're seeing that when they go out to sell their produce, that there seems to be an indifference when it comes to farmers, that persons who wish to purchase from them seem not to cater that the fact that they have cost increase. So negotiations with farmers are now at a stage where farmers are now underpaid for what they're being produced, even in light of all of the direct cost increases to their production. We have called repeatedly for assistance from the government. We have called repeatedly for assistance from all of our other stakeholders in terms of to bring this matter to bear.
Philip tells GBN that added to the losses, farmers are not currently paid the prices based on the increased cost of production.
You know, our government has a responsibility to protect the interests of investors. And, you know, it comes back to saying that several of our farmers have approached me and they've asked me, you know, at what level are you considered to be a bona fide investor here in Grenada? What does it take for you to be taken seriously? Do you have to spend $10 million? Do you have to spend $20 million for you to be taken seriously? So are we, the small farmers, not investors also?
Philip says farmers are seeking direct intervention from government to mitigate against the many struggles faced while creating a climate for farmers to be successful. I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
Still talking chicken business. Meanwhile, the issues facing the poultry industry and its farmers have led to the difficulties being faced by the management of the Grenada Association of Poultry Producers. Let's get more in this report.
Providing buffers to poultry farmers has fallen solely at the feet of the association, which has caused the debt owed to become almost constant. Although the executive has handled the prior debts inherited, the pandemic has been especially taxing, as the association president Jason Phillips says. Securing feed and day-old chicks were garnered from the association and other farmers' resources.
Measures are being taken as we currently speak in terms of to manage our debt portfolio, which is not extremely high. But given the circumstance, we are ensuring that we do not have a situation where we are defaulting. And so we have renegotiated with our one current debtor, and we're glad to say that we have been able to successfully work down the debt from where it was multiple entities that was owed. And currently the debt is now down to only one person, one entity that we currently are indebted to.
Phillips says a major contribution to their financial woes was the association absorbing the freight cost since the outbreak of the pandemic and the lockdown.
Those costs were to be deferredly paid by the government of Grenada. However, to date, we are now 14 months in, and we had continued to bear the cost of that. And of course, the association is not in a position to do this forever. And so as a significant cost increase, it has depleted some of the resources that we've had.
Despite the financial strain, he says, the association continues to function. However, it has affected business operations between the association and farmers.
So we have had circumstances arise where we've had to change. Not necessarily it was a willing one, but we've had to change our operational model in order to facilitate the ability to continue to access the resources so that our farmers can have. And so at this point in time, we have recently enacted that in order for our farmers to access services, they would need to, of course, make their payments in advance, and so the services will then be delivered to them.
The association is appealing to government to make good on its promise to cover the cost of freight. I am Gerald Joseph for GBN News.
We are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
See the world and let the world see you with the best brands on eyewear from Quartz Optical. Come in today and get free eye exams, free blue block, and up to 20% off frame and lens purchases. Need sunglasses? With any purchase, get up to 80% off your sunglasses. Plus, with Ready Finance, you can shop today and pay $0 for 30 days. Visit us today at Quartz Yonge Street or call us at 435-2958 or visit us online at www.quartzoptical.com. Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Terms and conditions apply.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, easy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. Plumbing fixtures, cutting and grinding discs, PVC glue, drywall screws, and power saw blades. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Understanding our ocean is education for life. Encourage your students to learn about marine life, water quality, sea level rise. Let them explore sciences. Encourage them through field trips and scholarships. The more they know, the better they can protect our oceans from litter and climate change. Let them rise to the challenge. The ocean is our responsibility, their inheritance, their future.
This message brought to you by the OECS Commission with funding from the government of Norway. Remlit, tackling ocean pollution from turf to surf.
Raise it high up the ladder, let we set it on fire.
Patrick, hey, let me go Never Vex.
Never Vex?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go.
Ah.
You go Never Vex?
Never Vex. What, man? I don't vex.
You don't vex?
No, I
feel like it.
I don't vex.
You don't vex?
Give me
No. That wasn't for food, man. That wasn't for food.
Never vex to play. Never vex for anything.
No, it wasn't for food. But folks, anyway, those were the kind of games we played in school, you know, as little boys. It was wonderful. Things have changed a little bit now, you know. But I'm sure my partner know about those games. That's why you wonder what never vexed me now.
Well, we got to break dinner.
Let me break it. Let me break. Yeah.
We go freezing set.
I prefer freeze.
Yeah, freeze.
So boy, you give back my phone, right? Right. Yeah. So we go in freeze.
Okay.
We go freeze. So folks, join us this Friday.
Raise it high up the ladder. Let me set it on fire. A little more calypso. Forget the fountain, the disco.
Hey folks, you're invited to tune in to Grenada Music to the World program hosted by Eugene Gittens on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9, Hot FM 98.5, 98.7, GBN TV and all their social media platforms. The only totally local music program in Grenada, representing all genres of music. So it's Green's Music to the World on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on GBN with the music icon himself, Mr. Eugene Gittens. See you then.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is now 19 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock and it is Tuesday, so you know what that means. It is time for Money Matters with our consultant Tarlie Francis, and this segment is sponsored by Republic Bank.
Can you spend wisely and have more savings? Yes, you can. Learn more with Money Matters on GBN Television. The Money Matters series explores 12 top ways to save money. In this series, you would learn how to save by setting up your spending money right. Save on vehicle loans, home improvement projects, your credit cards, and even on prescription drugs. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 7:15 for Money Matters, a lighthearted conversation with financial planner Tarlie Francis. Follow the rebroadcast on Thursdays at 6:50 p.m. and on Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Money Matters is a financial literacy public awareness program sponsored by Republic Bank Grenada.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Smiling to me because the ads link, they sync. All right, let's get into it. This morning we are talking one of the topics that Blossom will be paying extra attention to: how to save on car repairs. Good morning, Mr. Francis.
Good morning, Blossom. You and many others will be listening for this car repairs thing. How to save. So many persons think that is not possible.
Yeah, people like me, so I'm very interested in how to save on car repairs. Now,
truthfully, I had to make some fact check also. I had to check out a few dealerships and a couple of mechanics to make sure that these thoughts that I have are indeed correct.
Well, you see, at least you did the research, so I know what you're coming with. You're coming with facts, so I'm excited and I'm happy. Now, like me, a lot of people depend on their cars for reliable transformation, and you cannot go too long without it. So while we're speaking about saving money, when your car needs repairs, is that a necessary expense when your car needs repairs?
Right, I see you thinking with the money smarts already, because you're thinking between is it a need or is it a want? Very good. And I would say yes, right? Because given the main reason that we use cars for, when it's time to repair them, it is possible to classify them as those costs as needs at the time. Now, depending on the personal financial situation or circumstance that you are in at the time that the car needs repairs, you may not be able to cover those expenses. So, for example, if you do not have an emergency fund or a regular saving, if you don't have a healthy saving, it may be that these repairs are needed at the time. It is a necessity for you for transportation, but you are unable to pay for them. This is an example of, one of the things that we said earlier, that sometimes a thing is a necessity, but you are unable to spend. You would want to delay it because the alternative would be having, for example, to borrow just for that, so that you have additional costs on those repairs that you want to do. But what you want to do is to delay what you can until you have the money to pay for it, so that you don't get extra costs for something you don't need to. The ideal would have been that you had emergency savings somewhere, ordinary savings somewhere, and you could pay for the repairs out of that.
I remember seeing a meme on social media that says every time you feel like you have a little extra $2, your car starts giving trouble. Because these troubles, they are always sudden and unexpected, and it's such a big deal for those of us who depend on it, especially when you want to get it repaired. You hear the knock today, you bring it in the garage, get it fixed one time, and you're back on the road. Personally, I find of all my expenses, car expenses is probably the most annoying. Yeah, agree with me or disagree?
No, yes, it's true. I mean, not just annoying and inconvenient, but for most people, it's also embarrassing. In some cases, the reason why the car needs repairs at the time could be your fault as well. It could be something that you didn't do, some servicing that you've been skipping for a whole of this year, or it could have been you simply just drive the car badly, you were reversing, and before you stop, you put back in your forward gear. You do that so many times. You part of the reason for the car needing repairs. And no matter what, you will always have some car repairs costs to face. But the good news is that you can save money while taking care of your car repairs. And a little bit of the Money Matters smarts and the Money Matters tips, and perhaps a little elbow grease you doing certain things for yourself, could indeed help you to save money.
All right, so let's get into the savings part now. So for most of us, like on a daily basis, we use our cars, our vans, trucks, whatever vehicles we have, home, work, back again the next day, errands on Saturdays, a little family outing on Sundays, and as long as it has gas and as long as I turn the key and I hear vroom vroom, no headache, are good to go movements. But then it started to give trouble, and it started to sound funny. We started to see the warning lights, engine light coming on, handbrakes light on, and the annoying, embarrassing cost that must be paid to get back on the road. It has get to us. So how can you save right there on car repairs? Is it a possibility to save repairing Betsy, as we call some of them?
Well, I hear your doubt as to whether you could save or not, and I understand the doubt, because we're speaking here not about the regular maintenance. We're speaking about the problems that could arise outside of the regular maintenance, and sometimes even despite the regular maintenance that you really have to spend on your car. So it's natural to be a little doubtful about that. The big problem with car repairs is the uncertainty, right? The average cost of car repairs is different depending on the kind of car you have, depending on where you live, depending on where your mechanic is located, depending on whether the repairs need parts or you don't need parts, depending on whether the parts are in stock at the garage or at the dealership. All these things cause us not to know what car repairs would be at any point in time. So as such, even if we have a budget, most times the budget will still not have included in it the kind of car repairs that come upon us. So no matter what, you can expect to pay some money for these necessary repairs to your vehicles. Preventative maintenance is very important, but still, even without that, you will still have, and even with that, with the best maintenance, you will still have incidents where you have to pay this annoying, as you call it, costs for repairs.
So spell it out for us. How is it possible to actually save on car repairs?
All right, so now here let's go into a few tips, verified tips as to how you could save on car repairs.
Let me get my pen and paper. Hold on. All right, let me go.
Write down the big word warranty. Now, know and use your warranty. Take the car to the dealership if it is still under warranty. That saves. Now, what usually happens is this. People are so accustomed to going to their regular mechanic that they go back there and they pay for car repairs without even knowing or even checking to see if the car or the repairs they need is still under warranty. Or if they knew, they don't even check back. And maybe they go to the mechanic and the mechanic himself or herself don't even check. You really should not be lazy and not check. You should check that because that is a way to save. If the car is under warranty, you take it to the dealership and the dealer will attend to it most likely at no cost to you because of the warranty. Now, commonly, very quickly, there are really two types of warranty. There is the bumper-to-bumper warranty, which takes care of all the parts between the front of the car and the back of the car, right? Except the body parts, those kind of accident parts and so on, not those. But it takes care of all the parts that keep the body latched on and keep the car as a car that we see on the road. There is that warranty, bumper to bumper. And there is also another kind of warranty, the second one, which is called the powertrain warranty. This warranty covers all the engine, all the transmission, those parts that really make the car move forward, move backward, make the car move, the engine, the drivetrain, the transmission, that sort of thing. Now, these warranties, the warranties on cars could be between 3 and 50 years, could be between 3 years and 50,000 miles, or you have 7 years and 100,000 miles. You even have 10 years these days and 100,000 miles. The Hyundai, for example, is one of those that has very large, long warranties. So that is one way you could save. Check if the car is still under warranty, and if it is, then make sure that you're taking the car to the dealership. Now, I'll give you a quick example. I had a car which was about 3.5 years old, and when it was bought, the local dealer said it's a 3-year warranty. Now, the headlamp in the car, the lamp's supposed to be transparent and clear. It started getting fuzzy over time. It took a few months or so to get fuzzy, and then it's affecting the beam. It get cloudy, not fuzzy, but cloudy. And I brought it in, but just coincidentally, just checking. And I didn't even know that the thing was still under warranty. The warranty on the paper had already being finished, expired. But what happened is that item, that piece of repair was under warranty. And the dealer pulled out the book, saw that, and changed that. I paid nothing for that. And this was not even my intentional doing. But now we have Money Matters tips going. It should be all our intentional doing. Check when you have a repair to be done to your vehicle, is it still under warranty?
So before we go on to the next tip, a lot of us these days, because of hard financial times, a lot of the vehicles we have are second hand. We bought it from somebody. So the question is the warranty only for original car owners, or is it available to second and maybe even third owners? In other words, like if a person buys a car from the original owner, can they still benefit from the original warranty?
Yes. The warranty usually transfers with the car. Every vehicle has what you call the VIN number, the vehicle identification number, unique to that vehicle, and the warranty, the manufacturer's warranties are usually attached to that. In fact, some parts even have the serial numbers and the warranties are attached to that on the vehicle. You put it there, somebody else buy it, as long as the warranty is on. So the warranty goes not with the owner, but with the car. So a third party owner, a third stage or the third person in line owning a vehicle can still benefit from the warranty. The important thing then is to make sure that when you want to buy a car, you check with the dealership for that car in the country. You find out what in their records is the remaining term on the warranty for that vehicle. So that when your repairs come up, and of course, the later in time that you have the vehicle, the more likely that something will come up. So you check to see whether there is a warranty or a remaining term on the warranty when you're buying a second-hand car, because that would be helpful to you. And if you could get a warranty book and the warranty information pamphlet, take that too when you buy the car, just like you would take the manual for the vehicle.
All right, so the first step to saving is warranty. A next tip.
Right. Now, if you don't have warranty, there is still something there for you. If you don't have warranty, it means that you can't get your repairs under warranty done for free at the dealership. If you don't have that, take your car to an independent mechanic. Now, this is perhaps kind of obvious, but some people so accustomed bringing their car to the dealership that they just go there straight when it's time to do some repairs. But what it is this. The dealership is a big company usually. They have a headless staff, they have overheads and so on, and they are representative of car lines and brands and so on. Usually their price is a little higher, sometimes a lot higher than the independent mechanic who doesn't have all that staff, who doesn't have all that overhead, who works, he doesn't cut off work 4 o'clock, he working until 10 in the night and so on. And you find that with the independent mechanic. So if you don't have a warranty, you can save a lot by, instead of taking the car to a high-priced dealership garage, take it to the independent mechanic. Now, we had to be a reputable mechanic. I'm not saying every and any mechanic for you, depending on your brand of car. You may still have to go to the dealership because mechanics don't know what's going on in by you. But you will go there for a diagnosis, and as long as something that can be repaired using an independent mechanic, you really would save a lot by going to an independent mechanic if the car or the part repair is not under warranty. That's another tip.
Okay, so far, no matter the age of the vehicle, to save money, check to see if the repair is covered by warranty. If yes, take it to the dealership, and if not, then bring it to an independent mechanic shop.
Correct. Because you save, because in the first case, you pay probably nothing due to the warranty. And in the second case, you pay less because independent mechanics generally, for the business reasons that we said earlier, would have a slower price than a dealership garage. In addition to that, you might have long-standing relation with a mechanic and be able to strike up a better deal.
All right, so that's 2 big ones so far. How else can we save on car repairs? Are there more tips?
Right. Well, not many more indeed, but there are. One way to save is, for example, to combine repairs. To the extent that one thing could wait until it's time to do the other thing, or could wait until the date for servicing, or another repair need that you are aware of, bundle them together and go into the shop for that single presence in the shop to get everything done at the same time, if it is possible. Now, to explain, garage work, right? Garage work and the bill associated with your car being in the garage, it has 2 components to it. One is the parts, and the other is the labor. Yeah. So then, when you combine repair work, what has happened is that you might not be able to save on parts because you have to pay the part price indeed, but you will be able to save on the labor. Imagine that the car is up on the hoist. The mechanic take down this outside part, take on the panel and so on, and he work it inside there. The same time he's doing that, he's doing another thing. So you want to, for example, if you have to change a timing belt, and you know in a couple of weeks you will have to change brakes, well, you could go in and do both of them same time. And I'm sure that the mechanic will find it very easy to give you a lower price or a discount or some nice deal because you're doing all of these things same time in the same period that he's working on your vehicle. Everything is being done. You save also in that way, combining repairs.
Okay, so how else can I save? Warranty, independent, combined repairs, number 4. Let me go.
There are some things that you can do for yourself. So fix it yourself is also, just like we say for house repairs last time, there are certain things. It might surprise you to know that quite a lot of the simple repair work on cars, on vehicles, even on industrial vehicles like trucks and so on, it doesn't need much mechanic skill and engine knowledge to be done. And so many of them could be done by yourself. What you need is a proper instructions, and you need to make sure you have the correct parts if you're changing a part. So these days with the internet and YouTube and all that sort of thing, I know, for example, people become plumbers because they learn how to fit the pipe and what glue to use and all that. Something similar is with car repairs. Changing a spark plug, for example, even sometimes replacing an air filter depending on the kind of vehicle you have. These things you might find that you can indeed learn to do it. Also, maybe the hobby could at least very easily pick up certain skills like that if he doesn't have it. And you save by not having to bring the car to the mechanic because you now know how to kick the battery, you put your water in your battery for yourself, so that is not a big repair to go and get charged for. So you find that you could indeed come across some of the learning, some of the skills, some of the know-how. Make sure the parts are correct, make sure your instructions for changes is also very precise because you don't want to go tampering with things that you don't know about. But this is a way also that you could save on car repairs. You do for yourself the smaller and the simple things that can be done without much engineering, without much engine knowledge, and without much mechanic skills and so on. Right? So there we are actually able to knock in about 4 or 5 of the ways in which you could save on car repairs. And there are serious things to consider. And maybe persons out there know much more than we have just mentioned. But you want to consider these because your objective is to spend just what you need to spend in order to satisfy your transportation needs, yes? But not to do more. If you can indeed take a little knowledge, make the right decision, and save money. For example, the simple decision of whether to take your car to the dealership or the mechanic, that saves you quite a lot.
Well, those are simple things. So check the warranty. If you can still get your car repaired under the warranty, do that. If not, independent mechanic. You can also combine the repair works that need to be done and fix it for yourself. I tell you, I'm taking notes. I've been blessed enough that hubby actually knows how to, do some mechanical work. So I've been saving some money with number 4. Look at that. Right.
As we always say, whatever you would have paid the mechanic, pay the hubby into the savings account so that tomorrow morning when you need it, you have it there. The mechanic don't have it because you did it yourself, but your saving should have it because that's a saving that you made. If not, it wouldn't be a saving.
I understand. Okay, we'll start to pay him. I'll start. So, but you see, these things, that's good information, but some of these things, sometimes it can still get frustrating, and sometimes you may not even be thinking about these things, especially how to save and doing these things for yourself. You have to know when to get the car repaired.
No, it's true, because you see the savings, right? The savings grows, not because of what we know, not because of what we wish to do, not because of what Money Matters spoke about, but the savings grow because you take action. The savings grow because you think before you spend. And then when you don't spend, you remember, but you also do. You take the money and you put it into savings. It is being intentional, it is being deliberate that leads to growth in our savings.
But well, those are some, major car repairs that need to be done. But what about maybe what you call the regular or the minor things like oil changes, smaller car parts that may go bad from wear and tear? Can you save on those as well?
Yes, well, there's something that I discovered I'd like to share. The common thing with oil changes is that we should change our oil every 3,000 years. over 3,000 miles.
Oh, I was about to get excited.
Every 3,000 miles. And generally when you go to the oil change or the garage or your servicing, they will put a sticker, 3 months, or they will come 3,000 miles and tell you when it reach 3,000 later, they'll put a number and tell you, bring it back. Now, I learned lately though, that we are wasting money when we change our oil every 3,000 miles. I checked a reputable mechanic, well, 2 of them, and I also checked back on a dealership. And I run on the internet and see whether this thing is really true. If you want to save money, do not change your oil every 3,000 miles. Because while that would have been true in the 70s and maybe even early 80s, what has been happening is that with these modern vehicles we have, their engines have been made in such a way, the whole contraption inside there, that allows for a car to run properly on oil you put in there that lasts up to between 5 and 7,000 miles. So, for example, the Hyundai Sonata is one of them that I looked at. And if we look for what it is, we find that I'm repeating the example of the Hyundai or Hyundai Sonata again, because I did indeed take that as a case study for some of these tips. And what you find is that one, as far as warranty is concerned, they even offer a powertrain warranty of up to 10 years, which is very long. And for the oils in there, you can actually work the oils in these modern vehicles up to 5,000 miles and then change them. So this is a new car. Now, people may still be telling us, mechanics and oil changes and so on, may still be telling us gas station to change every 3,000 miles and they would want to do it. You could say no thanks. But the point is that you know that you could also look into your manual, and in there will be an indication about that, especially for the vehicles that come in after 1985 especially, coming down. Those vehicles are made to run for a longer period. So if you're changing not at 3,000 and just before, but at 5,000 to 7,000 and just before, it means there's less oil you are purchasing per year, and that is a savings also that you are doing. So somebody might ask, what about the old cars? Now, the older cars, in fact, that you have, the older a car gets, yes, it tends to burn much more oil than usual than in a newer car, and this could cause the oil to go low more often or earlier, and so you would have to buy oil. So the way to deal with that is to really check your oil frequently. Now, they say you should check it at least every weekend. You check it. Now, there are some fellas, I remember being in the botanical gardens playing football. The men are washing their vehicles, and everybody go under the hood and they pull out the thing. They just pull out. There's where you check the oil, that rod. They pull out the rod. They take the little cloth and so on. They wipe it. Then they push that back inside. They pull it back up. They smile. Oil looking good, clean and nice. Not time to buy yet. You check it frequently. If you have an older car, you know whether the oil is going low, right? Or you know whether it's time to buy again. And so that's how you keep an eye on it if it is an older car. But even then, once the viscosity is good, you don't even bother with this 3,000 or so. You bother with that now. You are now, you now become your own personal mechanic in that sense. And you save yourself rather than going by some notional time. So with oil changes too, right? There's also another point that is helping to save. And that is that, we always ask and encourage to buy high-grade oil, high-mileage oil. This is the most common thing. And one of the expenses that we incur mostly on our car, apart from gas, from fuel, is this oil change. And we are always encouraged to buy all these high-grade oil. And many stations and people will tell us that we need this high-mileage oil in order for the car to work well, especially if it is having more than 100,000 miles on the meter. But that is not true. That simply is not true. Because in terms of the car's performance, high-mileage oil is not really and truly superior, I have learned from the mechanics, than regular oil. It's more costly, that's true. It's more costly, and it might give you the feel of a better run. But the times when that was true, as we say, those times gone past. Some vehicles need them, but generally your regular, ordinary vehicles that are coming as the routine, the vehicle that most consumers are using these days, regular oil, conventional oil will do you well. There's no need to pay 50% more and 30% more the price of oil by buying a high grade, high mileage and so on to put in a vehicle that will run in the same way as if you had put in the conventional oil. Once again, inside your manual, there's an indication of the kind of oil you could use. So you don't have to be influenced by what a salesman tell you is good for you. It's good for your car. So you could also save on that by buying conventional and regular oil. Now you mentioned parts.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned parts. Wherever possible, as far as parts is concerned, and I'm saying wherever possible, you could buy your own parts. Once the problem has been diagnosed and the mechanics say or the dealership say you need this part, the dealership guy say you need this part, if you are an independent mechanic and there's an opportunity for you to buy the parts. If you're at the dealership and they don't have a part and there's an opportunity for you to source the part, usually the dealership can source at a better price. But still you want to think about buying the parts. So I'm saying wherever that is possible, you could save. The reason is that inside the mechanic shop, there is a markup for the mechanic on the price of the parts. So as long as the mechanic allows it, some mechanics won't, some shops won't. But as long as they allow it, you can buy the part. And you know there is this big store that we go online and shop on and so on. They sell parts these days as well straight from the manufacturers. Manufacturers have their stores right on that big time internet shop. And you could even source parts there. There's a section there where you could go and find out. You get a part that you want, you go there and you search for it. And these days, long ago, the shipping of parts to a place like ours in the Eastern Caribbean was like a nightmare, or something you never want to do for yourself. These days, the thing come down in 3 days, in 2 days. Sometimes you don't even have to go on custom because the agent clears it for you, delivers it straight to the mechanic shop for you as well. And that brings it in much cheaper if you can afford to buy the part and if you are allowed by a mechanic and you save money just like that. Like everything else, you cut out somebody else being part of the transaction and you save because you don't have to give them your money. You keep that money in your pocket. So when you look at what it is, the price of that part on the shelf in the garage, and it is $100, and he allow you to bring it in for yourself, and you actually paid $40, you have saved $60 right there. Take that $60, put it on the savings account.
Okay, listening to you this morning, I save a couple hundreds well in my mind already, and I can't wait. At this point, I can't wait for the next repair session. So as we wrap up, any closing points on how we can continue to save, especially on car repairs? Actually, let me see if there are questions. While you go ahead, let me see if there are questions on social media. Go ahead.
Yes, well, we could give a few lighter points of savings, right? One of the lighter points is something which we don't bother too much about, and especially those of us who don't care about handiwork and dirty hands and so on. But this one is very simple. It is the owner's manual. It's good to have your owner's manual handy to check it from time to time. And anytime you encounter a problem, pay a visit to your owner's manual to see if there is something that you can do. If you're buying a second-hand car, always try to get the manual for the car. And as I said earlier on, the warranty book or pamphlet, if that is available to you. If it is not available, you check the dealership that brought and sold that car firsthand to see what in their records you can use to know your car better. So know your car with the manual helps to save money as well, because you become an educated consumer as far as car repairs is concerned, with knowledge as to what things are needed, where you can find them, how they are used, how often they get damaged. With that knowledge, you could save money as well. Another lighter point while you're there is the driving, the way of driving. Now you could drive like me. You could drive like a grandfather instead of driving like a speed racer. What we call our Grenadian car racer and so on in the UK or there, we shouldn't be racing our car all over the roads. Pothole, no pothole.
I was about to say, considering all the potholes.
Yes, no, it doesn't really matter. But your point is you go easy on the car. The light turn green, don't just kick the car. The car is not made to be kicked. It's actually made to be oozed and to be loved that same way, so that you get the most you can get out of your car over its life. You want to drive at the speed limit as far as possible for safety, because you see fender bender and accidents and so on also become body repairs, which can indeed cost you quite a bit, with or even without insurance. Actually could be paying quite a bit unnecessarily for not driving carefully. So that is important. using your mirrors and making your signs and so on, it really helps you while you're doing those very good practices to take care as to how you drive. And when the car feels like it is being driven with love, it tends to actually give you much more and to reduce the number of times it sends you to the garage with these sudden and unexpected repairs, right? And when it comes to maintenance as a lighter point for saving as well, you do the recommended maintenance as far as possible. Sometimes you might be really hard up and you can't make it this quarter, but perhaps the next quarter you do a more comprehensive, or you ask it to do a more comprehensive. You have the money, you do it. And the reason is that the servicing helps to keep the car intact, and it also helps the mechanic to be able to foresee problems before they really occur and cost you more money.
All right, let me see some of the questions. Somebody on Facebook is asking, do you think the type of insurance you put on your car can make you save a great amount of money?
Right. Again, the thing about insurance is it's similar to parts. You shop around to make sure you're getting the best rates. That's important. When you say the type of insurance, you might be speaking about whether to do comprehensive, whether to do third party and so on. In as much as you can do comprehensive insurance, it's best to do comprehensive insurance because that takes care of the risk that the level of expenses that you'll have to incur is reduced. So if the needs arise. The kind of repairs that we're speaking about, which is a car going bad in its engine and that sort of thing, are not heavily insurable there. We're talking insurance, we're talking about collision insurance and so on. Those kinds. For the engine and so on, we use a warranty. The warranty in that case is a kind of insurance. So, but that's why when you buy even a second-hand car, you want to take care that is there. So that when a major thing like the transmission goes down, if it's still under warranty and it's because of some defect, that is covered for you. You don't have to cover it. Now, as far as the insurance is concerned, I would say trying to go skimpish on the insurance that you need for your vehicle is not the right way to go, because in the long run, you end up having to cover real costs if whatever you're insuring against happens. So, in as much as you can do comprehensive, the only way you can save, I would say, is to shop around. And also, when you're renewing your insurance, to have a discussion with your insurance company to see if you can get reduced rate because of nothing happened in the last year, the last 2 years, and so on. So, and no claims discounts. You can save by that way with insurance as well. You got a third year, you had no claims for the last 3 years. Insurance could indeed. Sometimes if you don't ask them, but ask and see how best they can accommodate you with no claim discount, and that helps as well. So that is the way I could answer the insurance, yeah.
All right, and there are two questions. One on, I think, Facebook and WhatsApp, but I'll combine them. Somebody on WhatsApp is asking, is it better to buy a new or a used car? And somebody on Facebook is asking, what about going to the junkyard where the vehicles may be cheaper? So the question is, which one can help you save more? The new ones are more expensive. That's a one lash of money. The second or maybe third party car, you're paying less, but you may have to do repairs. And a junkyard car, you're still paying less and you still have to do repairs. In your mind, your thoughts, which one do you think can help me save more money? New, second party, junkyard.
New second party junkyard. Now, again, we come back to this point of savings. Savings is part of personal finance. Personal finance is very personal. So it always depends on your own personal circumstance and your financial situation, which will be best for you at the time. Personal, because also today it would be better for you to buy a second-hand or a junkyard car. You get on the road, you're operating. Tomorrow, it would not be better because the cost you'll have to incur weighing the opportunity to buy a second hand, which is on the road already might be better for you. The relations you may have with an auto mechanic that can help you very cheaply with labor, put the repairs on a car to bring it back on the road if you bought it from the junkyard, your relation might be better than mine. So it depends on your personal situation. And that's why most times we say we are not giving cookie cutter solutions when we give tips on money matters. It's always related to personally what is our independent individual situation, and that's why we always encourage also. So today, for example, we're not mechanic. All we're speaking about is the money, how to save the money, right? Neither are we car salespeople. So all we're speaking about is how to save money. Now, should you buy a new car or a second-hand car? It is always best, regardless of your situation, if it doesn't fall to you to buy a new car, to buy a second-hand car. When a car comes off the shop floor as a new car, it is commonly known and always totally agreed, it is a depreciation asset. Vehicles are depreciated assets. As soon as you take them off the floor, 10% of the value drop immediately just by you becoming the owner and driving it on the road even for the first time. If you want to know how true that is, ask a man who just paid $120,000 for a vehicle whether or not he will find anybody ready to buy it from him after a month or two for $120,000. And he will tell you no. Nobody will buy it from him at that price, not easily, right? And that's because we recognize that we don't know what happened the last month with you on that car, and generally speaking, the value is much lower, the market value, I would say. If you can afford to buy a car after 2 years, it means that the initial depreciation on the car, the value of the car that gets down, which gets down faster in the early life of the car, has already gone down. And if we had time, we'll use graphs and all sort of thing, and I'll go to the board and show you, but we to the end. And what it means is that when you buy the second-hand car, somebody else has taken the hit of the early depreciation. If you bought that car for $70,000 and you keep it for 1 year, it's more possible that somebody will buy it from you for $60,000 than somebody would have bought it from that other man for $110,000 1 year after. And so that is the way you think about it. Now, do you save by buying a second-hand car and knowing that you will get into repair problems? You save, because after 2-3 years, the cars are not yet heading into problem zone. Cars are made in such a way, and naturally, after 5 or so years, they begin to call for replacement of certain key parts. Up to the 5 years, we spoke about the warranty earlier on, several of the key parts you will find are covered under warranty. So if you bought a second-hand car, which was nicely kept and so on by the first owner, and you buy it after 2 years, 3 years, you are getting a deal, depending on the price you get it at. You always want to check with the mechanic, you always want to check with the dealership for that car to make sure everything is in place and make sure you follow the warranty and so on. As for an older car, not even junkyard yet, that you buy, that's another problem. You want to be guided by a mechanic as to how roadworthy and how problem-free, how many more problem-free years you will get from that old car. If your mechanic is at your side, or if you yourself are a mechanic, you could save a lot by buying even a 3rd or a 4th year car, especially if you could buy it cash, not have to borrow to buy it, and therefore not have to pay the interest cost on having that vehicle. So if you had saved up for the target, your goal was to buy a car, you got a nice looking new car from the fella from school, the professor who never was driving up and down. So he only have a few thousand miles on the thing, tens of thousand miles on the thing. And the thing is well kept, the body's still looking good and so on. And he's giving you a good price. That would be a good deal for you. Right? You could search for those deals. As for the junkyard, between me and you and the internet screen here, I will say, for me, I don't know about those things, so I will stay away from them. But there are people who can fare well, not only getting junkyard cars, but getting junkyard parts.
Yeah, that's what the person on Facebook said. It's more for parts. The junkyard car is more for parts.
No, man, for parts. Bob is your uncle. For parts, I mean, once you get a part in a junkyard, that the mechanic told you that is good, and he will put it on the car and will serve for you. The part is just as new. Sometimes in the junkyard, what happens is that you had an accident, the car going to scrap or is total, but there are parts in there for the engine, for the powertrain, and even for the holding of the body, bolts and all that sort of thing that are cheaper than you will find them in the dealership or in the garage shop. But they made no deterioration to the extent that you have to be afraid. So yes, you save a lot of money by using parts in the junkyard that are still well preserved and can have many more years on your vehicle, even though they were scrapped into the junkyard out of somebody else's vehicle. So yes, that is a our way to serve.
All right, taking tips, Mr. Francis. Thank you so very much for this morning's tips. I know me and a lot of people, we going to use them next week, please the Lord. How we saving? What we saving on next week, please the Lord?
Well, next week we want to bundle a few things about saving on home expenses. So we might do major appliances, phone service, electricity. We might try to bundle some utilities and home appliances together for next week and have a nice little chat on that as well.
Okay, looking forward to it once again. Thank you so very much, Mr. Francis. Same time, same place, next Tuesday, God willing.
God's willing. May your finances multiply as you prayed this morning, and may your joy be endless.
Amen. Thank you and many happy returns. Have a good day.
Blessed day to you too.
Money Matters here on GBN. This segment is sponsored by Republic Bank. We thank them so very much for being a part of this, and I know myself, a lot of other viewers and listeners have been learning, saving, I'm sure, and listening. So thank you, Republic Bank, for being our sponsors. Money Matters, we air every Tuesday, 7:15 a.m., and the repeat broadcast come on Thursdays at 6:50 and Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Let's just take a very quick break, and then we join the BBC for this morning's newscast. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, everybody. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana